Most people don't wreck their life in one big moment. They drift it through tiny decisions made from a narrowed state. The text that you shouldn't send, the yes you shouldn't give, the purchase you didn't need, and the argument you didn't want. And the pattern is simple: morning clarity, midday collapse, evening regret. Hi, I'm Ferdinand. Welcome to my channel. We are souls having a human experience. So the soul doesn't go quiet at noon, the signal stays. What changes is the human receiver. How much bandwidth your body can hold before it starts reaching for safety instead of truth. That midday collapse isn't you becoming less spiritual or less intuitive. Clarity doesn't just disappear. It gets outvoted by urgency, by noise, by the reflex to be safe instead of true. So here's the deal. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to catch that collapse while it's happening. I'll give you a 5-point timing dashboard, a 60-second reset you can run before decisions, and one rule that protects you from making choices from certainty seeking. Not happier, but cleaner, more accurate, more you. You're starting the day clear. There's a clean yes in you, a simple sense of direction. You can feel what matters. You can feel what doesn't. And then somewhere between late morning and lunchtime, it shifts. Yeah, you're still functional. You're still doing the day, but the clarity is gone. And clarity doesn't disappear. It gets outvoted by urgency, by noise, by the reflex to be safe instead of true. And if you've lived that, you know how annoying it is because it feels personal. Like you're flaky, like you can't hold your own truth, like your intuition comes in flashes and then evaporates. I don't see it that way. I see it as a very specific mechanical change. See, most people don't lose the truth. They lose conditions that make truth feel simple. What changes first is timing. When I'm clear, my timing is clean. I know when to speak and when to wait. I know when to move and when to let something settle. My yes lands as a yes, and my no lands as a no. I don't need a debate with myself to hold a decision. When the shift happens, it's not that I suddenly became wrong, it's that my system starts reaching for certainty. And this is the line that I really want you to hold through the whole video. See, certainty is the mind begging for a sensation the body can't produce while it's bracing. Because clarity has a feel. It's simple, it's direct, it's quiet, and it doesn't beg for backup. Certainty, certainty is different. See, certainty is pressure. It's prove it again. Certainty is what if I'm wrong? Tell me one more time. So this video is practical. I'm going to give you a simple dashboard you can use to catch the shift in real time. Then I'll give you a 60-second reset you can do before decisions, just so you stop making choices from a collapsed state. And then I'll tell you what to expect when it's working. So you won't be happier, but you'll be cleaner, more accurate, and more stable. So let's name the symptom first. All right? First thing in the morning, I'm decent, I can think, I can feel, and my day has shape. By midday, my attention fractures. My day becomes loud and everything begins to feel urgent. My inner yes gets quieter. My inner no becomes slippery. By evening, I get a strange clarity back. I look at the same situation and think, oh, yeah, that was obvious. And I can't believe how tangled I was 6 hours earlier. And that's the cycle. And most people make their messiest decisions right in the middle of the midday collapse. You know, they send the text, they agree to the thing, they buy the thing, they pick the fight, they quit, they commit. They try to solve their whole life from a narrowed state. And then they live with the consequences and call it fate. So most regret isn't about bad intentions. It's about decisions made from collapsed timing. So here's the question. How do you catch the collapse early before it steers your day? Well, timing dashboard is a tool I use. And I'm going to give you 5 markers. These are not moral and not bad habits. They're just state indicators. So if you catch 1 or 2, you're probably entering the collapse. If you catch 3, you're probably in it. If you catch 4 or 5, you're not actually thinking, you're managing threat. So, marker one, you reopen a decision you already made. You decided, it was clean, and then suddenly you're back inside it. You start revisiting it like you never decided in the first place. And marker two, you start checking before you move. You check your phone, you check the news, you check someone else's opinion, you check for reassurance. And it can feel responsible, like you're being thorough, but checking is different. Checking is what you do when your center goes quiet and you start outsourcing your sense of real. And marker three, you speed up simple tasks like you're late to something invisible. You walk faster than you need to. You type faster than you need to. You talk quicker. You rush through your own sentences. And then we move into marker four. You lose priority. Everything feels equally urgent. And here's the line that really pins us. When everything feels equally important, it's not that life got bigger, it's that your inner hierarchy just went offline. Right? So marker five, you start explaining yourself more than necessary. You over-justify, you over-context, you add extra paragraphs. You try to pre-answer objections before they exist. So over-explaining is the nervous system asking to be believed because it can't feel itself. So those are the five. Reopening decisions, checking before moving, speeding up simple tasks, losing priority, and over-explaining. And here's the summary line that makes this whole section relevant. Revisions are how noise speaks. Clarity rarely repeats itself. Now here's the important part. If you catch this early, you don't have to let it run your day. You don't need a new answer, you need a cleaner state. And you can get one fast. So here's a 60-second reset that I like to use. Do it with me once so your body learns it. Inhale through the nose for 4 and exhale for 8. So inhale through the nose for 4, exhale for 8. 4 in, 8 out. Again, 4 in, 8 out. And then just one more time. 4 in and 8 out. They don't have to be exact. You don't need to count the exact seconds. It's just more longer exhale than inhale. The exhale is the body's permission slip to remain in the present without armor. All right, so step 2, face and posture. Relax your jaw, soften your eyes, let your shoulders fall back and down, unclench your hands. Step 3 is just one clean input rule for 1 hour. So for the next hour, you stop feeding your nervous system content that provokes it. No outrage content, no doom scrolling, doom loops, no arguing with strangers, no spirals that keep you reactive. Inputs are not information, they're weather. They condition the atmosphere that you think inside of. And that's the reset. So 3 long exhales, soften the face, 1 hour of clean inputs. And it takes a minute to initiate. Now, I'm going to add a rule that protects your life from the midday collapse. Before you make an important decision, anything that has consequences, run the reset first. Because decisions made from certainty seeking tend to create regret. So here's the practical rule. If I feel the need for certainty, I delay. Not forever, just long enough to regain my state. Sometimes that's a minute, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes I need to sleep on it. But I don't try to force clean decisions out of a collapsed receiver. Now here's a modern example of what this looks like. All right, so I open my phone to do one thing, send one message, check one detail, confirm one time. And then 10 minutes goes by and I'm somewhere else. I'm reading something I didn't choose. I'm reacting to tone. I'm comparing my life to someone else's life. And I'm taking in inputs that all carry pressure. And when I put the phone down, my body now feels different. Right? My face might be tighter, my chest might be tighter, and thoughts louder. So that's the collapse. My day didn't change, but my receiver just did. So instead of treating that as a personal failing, treat it like weather. My system just narrowed. Which means you know what to do next. Reset. And it's not as a ritual, it's a mechanical response. Now, what do you expect when it's working? Well, yes and no show up earlier. You don't need to debate yourself for an hour to know what's true. You feel it sooner and it feels simpler. And then secondly, priority returns. Instead of everything being urgent, the real thing becomes obvious again. And third, your words get cleaner. You stop over-explaining. You stop performing certainty. You speak once and it's clear. And fourth, you just recover faster after stress. A hard conversation doesn't take you out for the whole day. A triggering moment doesn't run your nervous system for 8 hours. You come back sooner. And the big one, you stop confusing noise for intuition. When you're collapsed, everything feels significant. Everything feels charged, like it feels like a sign. When you're clear, you can tell the difference between signal and static. Now I'm going to close with a 24-hour experiment because I want this to be measurable. So for the next 24 hours, do two things. One, watch for the certainty reflex. Not thoughtful discernment, but the reflex. The moment you feel the need to check again, the moment you feel the need to reopen, or the moment you feel the urge to speed up, the moment you feel, I need to be sure. Just notice it. And secondly, run the 60-second reset one time before one decision. One decision, small or medium. Then make the decision from the cleaner state. And after that, track one thing, timing. Do you catch your yes earlier? Do you catch your no earlier? Do you move with less urgency? Do you feel more accurate? And this is no impact, like not happier, just cleaner, clearer. And if you try it, tell me what changed. Timing, dreams, coincidences, or nothing at all. Nothing is data too, because the point is to learn your instrument and stop letting the midday collapse write your choices. So one clean minute doesn't fix your life. It restores your ability to read it. That's the work. That's the practice, and that's the payoff. If you try the experiment, tell me what changed. Run it once, one decision, 1 minute. Then come back and tell me what changed. Timing, dreams, coincidences, or nothing. And if you want the deeper model behind this, Homo Spiritus is the next watch. It explains what's actually being denoised. Thank you.